I wish I would have known that, like, you don't have to act first. You have to think about it. Like, because I don't know if you remember. You remember whenever we was fighting in the hallway?
Yes, I do. I didn't want to bring that up. I was not going to bring that up.
I should have just kept walking. I should have never engaged into it because I knew I was going to get jumped.
Talk a little bit about the family you grew up in and then some of the things that you're doing now.
I mean, the family I grew up in, it was good. I got everything I wanted majority of the time. My mama was in my life. My dad was in my life. In school, both of my parents got diagnosed with cancer. Like my dad, he had stomach cancer. My mama had breast cancer. But my dad ended up passing May of 24. And then my mama, she breast cancer free for like 4 years now.
Welcome to another episode of Hope Is Not Enough. I am Mansfield Key, known to most as OP Key, and I have a special guest with me today, Miss Tetiana Love. Yes, now she started out with Lunch with the Keys. Now, Lunch with the Keys is a program within the school system that we use this curriculum called BIG, B-I-G. The B stands for build. The I stands for instill, and the G stands for give. So we build character, instill hope, and give tools to resolve conflict with our vows. This young lady used to be very violent, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But she became a part of Lunch with the Keys. I don't know what grade. What grade were you in? Ninth grade. And so ninth grade, we got these young ladies in the classroom. We talking about making good decisions, and do you remember anything you learned in the class when you were in Lunch with the Kids? You old, well, you're not old, but you're still young, but do you remember?
From ninth grade or just in general?
Just in general.
I remember I remember back when you came to Hibbett, and then you had the little prison suit on, and you came talk to us.
Okay.
I remember that, and then what else I remember?
So that was the Ray Ray guy, Ray. Gotcha.
Then when you came on stage, everybody was in the auditorium, and you was talking to us, and you was singing a song. I don't remember the song, but you was on stage, and you was singing to us, and you was telling us, like, about bad decisions. Don't do this, or else you're going to end up here.
So were you listening in, or were you just
I was listening.
You were really listening?
Yes.
So people hear it, and they see you now, and they're like, okay, so she was part of Lunch with the Kids. Okay, she kind of vaguely remember. But a lot of people think like that when people are young that they're not ready to hear real life. Mm-hmm. You know, you got English, you got math, you got science, you got social studies, algebra. You got all these classes that you're taking. And then you got this class that deals with character education, that deals with making good decisions, that deals with, you know, things that you're going to face in real life for the rest of your life. You know, we talked about secure the bag. Mm-hmm. Bag being behavior, attendance, and grades. I know you don't remember all that.
Yes, I do.
I remember the bag. Mr. Key, I want to get that bag. I was like, bag? And I knew he was talking about money, but I was like, if you want to get the bag when you become an adult, mm-hmm. let us show you how to get the bag while you're in school. And the bag in school is behavior, attendance, and grades. When you look back and you think about whether it's Lunch with the Keys or any other program when you were in high school, what are the things that you wish you had known when you were in high school that now that you're in college, and we're going to talk a little bit about that you wish you would have known? Is there anything you can think about that's like, I wish I'd have known this, or wish I'd have known that? Or you knew everything. You had it together.
No, I don't know everything. I wish I would have known that, like, you don't have to act first. You have to think about it. Like, because I don't know if you remember. You remember whenever we was fighting in the hallway?
Yes, I do. I didn't want to bring that up. I was not going to bring that up.
I should have just kept walking. I should have never engaged into it because I knew I was going to get jumped. And I should have just kept walking.
You knew it was going to happen. Yes. But in that moment, what? Your emotions?
Yes, they took over, so I act out of emotions.
Gotcha. And what's so interesting about that, think about the people, I don't want you to think about the people who you were in the altercation with, but look at what you're doing now and what some of them are doing now. You know what I mean? Like we saw something in you. Like, man, she could really do something. You know, why were you fighting her? Why did you go down that hallway? And why didn't you walk away? And we had done all these sessions about just walk away and you don't have to respond and calm down and think before you act, treat others, all of these things. But yet, when the situation took place, TT did what?
Fault.
So now that you're older, not that you're old, because you didn't allow that to stop you from doing some of the things that you're doing now. Talk a little bit about the family you grew up in and then some of the things that you're doing now.
I mean, the family I grew up in, it was good. I got everything I wanted majority of the time. My mama was in my life. My dad was in my life. In school, both of my parents got diagnosed with cancer. Like my dad, he had stomach cancer. My mama had breast cancer. But my dad ended up passing May of 24, and then my mama, she breast cancer free for like 4 years now.
And so people will see that and say, how are you doing what you're doing? Because a lot of people, things happen and it causes them to say, you know what, my dad not here anymore. My mom got cancer. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that that is really, that's tough. Mm-hmm. But yet you took that and said, you know what? I think I want to be a nurse. I mean, like, who does? Talk a little bit about that.
Well, started, my sister is also a nurse, so I look up to her. So I want to go down the path she kind of went down. But I also like helping people, and I want to be a labor and delivery nurse. And I feel like helping a mom.
Labor and delivery nurse.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Because like I feel like helping a mama who just had a baby is so exciting, especially like being there while she's giving birth. I don't know. I like that type of stuff.
I love it when you just smile. Can y'all see the smile, the energy, the passion of wanting that? So have you always wanted to do that, or did they just come about here the last year or two?
I knew I wanted to be a nurse or a doctor. I wanted to be a doctor because my dad, but I was like, nah, I'm just be a nurse.
So when you say because of your dad, a doctor being able to help him sustain life, or what when you say that?
Because he wanted me to be a doctor.
He wanted you to be a doctor.
Yes, he wanted me to be a president and everything. But
I love it.
But I just decided just to be a nurse instead.
So your mom going through cancer, breast cancer, mm-hmm. surviving that, mm-hmm. being free from that. Mm-hmm. I see you rocking a little bit of the pinkish, you know. I wish I know. I got a pink suit, all the way pink. I would have put it on, I tell you. Because my mom dealt with breast cancer as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm a real big advocate for that. And we're talking about hope. It's called Hope Is Not Enough, the mm-hmm. title of this whole podcast. When you hear the word hope, what comes to mind?
You believe something can happen, but you're not sure if it will. So you're just hoping for it.
You're hoping for it. You mm-hmm. believe something can happen, but you're not sure if it will. Mm-hmm. And so you're believing that you can become a labor and delivery nurse. Mm-hmm. So with that hope, you had to do more than just hope.
Yeah, you got to go through school, talk to God every day, and like believe that you can do it.
Believe that you can do it. Yeah. That's so good, because a lot of people think if they just have hope, that's it.
No, it's more.
And we want to give them those steps. That's the purpose. The purpose of this podcast is to help people develop strategies that they hear out of your story that they can use for themselves. Mm-hmm. Did that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I'm asking questions, hoping that somebody hears something that they can get out of your story. So you going through, you're losing your dad, your mom, both of them having cancer at the same time?
Mm-hmm. They found out like 6 months apart. My dad found out first, and then my mama found out in like November.
So what was that like for you? I mean, when you got two parents with cancer, what were you thinking?
When my dad found out he had cancer, I had to fly back to Texas with my sister, and then he was in the hospital, and then a month or two later, my mom was like, oh, I have cancer, I have to get surgery. So then me and my sister had to drive back down here. My mama had surgery, and then we had to go with her through her like
Chemo,
chemo
radiation, all of that.
yeah, and then
So
it
at
was
this time, your
scary.
dad is.
Yeah, he was sick, but my dad also was a truck driver, so he was
Gotcha.
on the road a lot. So once he got out, he was back on the road. He had to,
Gotcha. Provide.
Yeah.
Bring the money.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So then, by this time, I was like in ninth grade, so it was a lot going on.
Gotcha. And I remember, something was going on. We didn't know exactly what was going on with you, but we knew you were the same person, but you were not the same person, if that makes sense. But I do remember you had this, I guess you would call it this tenacity or faith, I guess you would call it now, that you always believed it was going to work out. Hey, I know you're locked in and I know you don't need the interruptions, but just do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button real quick so we can build up subscribers and keep bringing you content like this. Peace. When you think of Lunch with the Keys, how did it help you in your life?
I feel like Lunch with the Keys, I didn't ask questions in Lunch with the Keys, so it was a lot of stuff that helped me, and I needed to hear some stuff. I was like, oh my God, I'm having problems with my friends. And then they were like, sometimes you're gonna lose friends, and it comes with life. You grow up and you grow out of friendships. And it was just like, oh my God, I'm really losing my friends right now. And they start talking about it, so I really needed to hear it.
When you think about Lunch with the Keys, but you also think about the fight that you were in, if you had applied that then, how would that have came out of a different situation for you?
I don't think I would have fought. I think I would have walked away because the fight was unnecessary and it just could have solved so many problems.
But at the time, you were around a group of girls. Am I right?
Yeah.
Were they the best influence?
I mean, I don't think it was them who influenced me to fight. It was more of what I had going on, like the relationship I was in, the things that were going on, and then they just felt attacked, so they just attacked me. Gotcha. I don't think it was my friends at the moment that influenced me to fight. So
when you think about school, and you think about all the classes that you have to take in school, and then you think about this one class that allow you to come and be yourself, that allows you to talk about the frustrations that you may be having, allows you to hear other people and some of their struggles. How important do you think it is for people to be attached or connected to something like that?
I feel like it's very helpful because some kids, whenever they came to Lunch with the Kids, they were crying because this is the only time like they feel heard outside of, teachers that they trust and counselors that they trust. And it's just like, y'all helped us out a lot through different stuff, different struggles that all of us face because we all don't go through the same things, but we all have things that we go through.
Hey, I know you're locked in and I know you don't need the interruptions, but just do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button real quick so we can build up subscribers and keep bringing you content like this. Peace. If you had to look into the camera and talk to somebody who may be struggling right now, maybe it's a young lady like yourself, or maybe they're dealing with parents who may have cancer, maybe they're hoping that they can do something that they've never done, they believe it could happen. If you could look into that camera and tell them what you would want to put with that hope, because we know they're hoping for something, but other than hope, what else would they need to be successful?
I feel like you just believe you can do it. You can do all things. As long as you talk to God every day about it, don't give up. It's either it's gonna make or break you. Do not let nothing break you. Always put your best foot forward and just keep going.
Gotcha, and that's it. You heard it first. Put your best foot forward. It doesn't mean that it's gonna be easy. It doesn't mean that you're not gonna face challenges. But at the end of the day, it has to be something on the inside of you that's willing to push beyond what you may see that you don't even know is capable. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I had another former student and we were like, calm down, think before you act, treat others. Do you remember that? Can you still do that?
Yes.
Let me see it.
Calm down. Think before you act. Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Now, it sounds silly now,
Yeah.
but those were tools and tips that we wanted to give you that you can live for the rest of your life, that you can apply that to how you live for the rest of your life. But I just want to let you know that we're proud of you, and you're going to be an amazing labor and delivery nurse, and we're going to stay with you, stay connected with you, and remember that hope is not enough, but you still got to have it. Hope gives you motivation. Motivation is what drives effort, and effort produces results. You don't get the results if you don't put forth effort. You don't put forth effort if you don't have the motivation. If you don't have the motivation, if you don't have hope. But you still got to remember, hope is not enough. That's my time. I'll see you on the next episode.